Well, howdy ho, Stampers. This is Deb Valder. It's good to be back into my studio. I've been away for a while, but I'm back and I'd like to show you a really neat card using our new stuff from our 2015-2016 Idea Booking catalog. This is a stamp set called Birthday Blossoms, and it's a beautiful stamp set. This is actually what my May Stamp of the Month class is, or I'm sorry, the June Stamp of the Month class is, and it's using this stamp set right here. It has quite a few pieces, 8 pieces to be exact, and they're really sketchy, which is my favorite kind of stamp. It's just a very sketchy stamp along with all of our sayings that go along with it. It's just a really pretty stamp set. So I decided to use this for my June Stamp of the Month class. So hop on over to my blog and you can see about that. This is the card that we're going to do, and this is using a lot of new pieces from the catalog. I'm going to start out with a card base that is 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. The next piece is going to be a Blackberry Bliss piece, and that I'm just going to adhere with my Fast Fuse. So let me grab that, and we will just add this to the card base flat on down. The next thing I did was I took a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of cardstock, Whisper White, right here, and I ran it through the Big Shot with my new brick embossing folder. So here it is. But before I did that, I shouldn't say that. The first thing I did was I cut out my little framelit right here, and those are called Lots of Labels. This is also brand new from the catalog. So these are the labels that I used. I believe I used this one right here. That you always want to do the cutting first and then your embossing, because if you did your embossing first and then your cutting, what would happen is you would get your embossed image to not be as raised. It kind of mashes it down a little bit. I don't know if that's quite a term or not. But the nice thing about this new embossing folder is it's 6 by 6. So with a pattern like this, you can either do it this way or you can do it this way. With our other ones, if we had a specified pattern, you could only use it one way, and that kind of limited your use of it. Okay, I'm not going to adhere this because there's a couple of other pieces that I have to lay down on here. So let me get going with our watercoloring. So here I have my re-inkers, and I have the Blackberry Bliss, and I have the Mossy Meadow, and those are two colors from our 2014 to 2016 colors. And I have my aqua painter, and I'm going to just put some, I'm just going to squeeze some water in here. I'm going to make sure that the aqua painter is nice and clean, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to whitewash some of my, what I call whitewash, my cardstock. So this is Whisper White. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whitewash all of these. Now let me just show you how I did this. I wanted this piece right here from the stamp set to be on a corner like this, because when I cut this out, I want this corner to be intact, and that corner is going to slide right into here. Okay. The next thing that I did was I stamped this, which goes along with the pansy punch. And when I stamped it, I always like to put on the top of my stamp. This is so that they line up perfectly. I put a little happy face. So every time I stamp it like this, I know that my punch is going to go in the same way. And do you see my happy faces? It makes me very happy to know that when I stamp this and I punch it, they're going to line up perfectly. It's a no-fail situation. Okay? So I stamp these. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly color these in. Now you'll see that this is a little bit heavy, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water to it, and I just want to whitewash these. Like I said, I just want them to be very, very light. You can always go in with dark, but if you start out with light, it's a no-fail thing, because it's harder to take off dark than it is to do light. And you see how fast I'm doing this? Just not even thinking about it. Just kind of color everything in, just like this. Almost done. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to grab a little bit of a darker color, and right where we have all of these nice little lines, I'm just going to, see, this is where Stampin' Up! Helps us out quite a bit. Where we have these lines, I'm just going to take and add a little bit of color to it, and then that's going to give us our depth. Again, it's not full strength. If it's full strength, it's going to be way too dark. And like I said, if you just do it and not think about it, it's such a great technique. Let's go back in and just add a little bit of color here and there. You can take and you can put pearls in the middle of these, just regular pearls in these little guys right here, and I might end up doing that. I didn't do that on the original one, but see how you this, and this just kind of soaks right in. This is our Whisper White paper. You can also use our beautiful watercolor paper. There we go, just like that. Okay, now let me just clean my aqua pen, and I just do that by rubbing it back and forth. And I'm going to just take a little bit of green and do the exact same thing. This is our Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to whitewash this. Just like that. And then just add a little bit of dark. And we have some lights and darks in there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. Now let me just show you what I meant before. I am not going to cut this out, and the word bottom can stay there. I did that for training purposes, but like I said, you're not going to see any of it. So I'm just going to cut out this side right here, because as you can see, that's all we see right here. So I'm just going to very, very quickly cut this out. I'm going to just get this big piece off of here. Okay, and then you can see it a little bit better, I think. Oh, it's good to be back into my studio. My mom has been a little bit, she took a horrific fall. I shouldn't say a little bit sick. She's been very sick. And my family and I have been staying with her, and she's doing a little bit better. So I thought I would run home while my daughter stayed with her and just get a video out to you, because you have all been so sweet, putting in your orders and wishing me well. I can't thank you enough for all of that. Like I said, I've been kind of MIA for a little while. It's good to get back. I just love to stamp. It's good therapy. My mom is a stamper. She's gotten a lot of hand-stamped cards from some of you, so that was also very wonderful. So, okay, here we go. So that's all you need to do for this one. Cool? Alrighty. So that's our corner piece. And then what I'm going to do is do the same thing for this one. Just cut it out very, very quickly. Not too much fussing, okay? This is fussy cutting. Let's take that off of there. This is fussy cutting, but it's just a very fast fussy cutting. Okay, and we've almost got our leaves. Thank you for being patient in more ways than one. I feel like I'm very green at making these videos because it's been a while. Okay, so there's that. And now this one we get to punch out. So let me just put these aside. Here are my leaves, and here is my punch. Now remember, I said here's the top. I stamped it this way. Now watch how neatly this goes in here. Alright, so I just have this, line it up, and punch. You know how if you're not conscious of where it's stamped and the top of your, it could be forever before you actually punch this out. So there is my nice clean cut, and we are ready to put our card together. So this one is done with Blackberry Bliss, and this one is done with Elegant Eggplant, and I think they're both just beautiful. I'm going to go back in after I put my card together and add a few more darker lines like I did here, but you want your card to be a little bit drier before you do that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to take my brick wall, and I'm going to take and put pop dots underneath the bottom of it, some dimensionals, okay? Because we want this layer to be raised. So I'm just going to put them in four corners, and I like to do it in the middle too because it's such a long piece, and this happens to be thin in the middle. So let's just take these and raise them off. Here we go. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, now we're going to add this piece right here. So here's my brick piece, and then what I'm going to do is just add this to the bottom, and you see I have that dimensional on the back which is going to hold it, but see that square corner? That's how that lines right up there. See? Perfect. Okay, now I need to add just a little bit of adhesive here, so I'm going to grab a, let's see, I'm going to grab some Fast Fuse, I think. And now this is all ready to be added to this piece right here. Alright, let's do that. And the next thing that I'm going to do before I put my flowers on is to add my saying. And I'm going to do that with white craft ink. Now you want to be careful because white craft ink takes a little bit longer to dry. All right, just center it and stick it down. I love the sayings in this set. They are just beautiful. White craft ink, again, you need a little bit of time to let it dry. Somebody asked me if I was going to do anything with these. Nope, just freestand them. Just freestand them like that. Now what we need to do is to curl. So we're going to take our bone folder here, and I'm just going to curl these down just a little bit. Okay, mine are still a little bit wet, so don't pull too hard if you do this while yours are still wet, okay? See how they curl down? Now watch what happens. I'm going to take a dimensional. I'm going to put it underneath. I'm going to take somewhere I have some leaves here. And here they are. Okay, so I have my leaves. I'm going to attach my leaves to the flower, just like that. And then when I put this on here, I'm going to cover up that white spot right there. I'm going to push these closer together. There we go. And you see how this just kind of poofs up a little bit? That's where we curled it. And we're almost done. So we have our saying, we have our flowers on here, we need the metal rimmed pearls, and these are absolutely gorgeous. And when I did this in my stamp class, it was really kind of funny because people were in awe because these have the little sticky on the back. You don't have to add a little mini glue dot to them. So all you do is just remove the little sticky glue dot thing and add it to the middle. And you have your card. Isn't that beautiful? Like I said, I'm going to go back and just darken this up a little bit. You see the difference between the two of them? I just want to add a little bit more color to it. And that is my class for today. That is my project for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm a little bit rusty because I haven't been in my studio for a while, but thank you for sticking with me. Please stop by often. I love having you come. Hop on over to my blog and I'll give you a PDF for this, meaning it will be in writing for you. So thank you for stopping by. Take care and have a great day.